Hello everyone. Little dark out, but this question that I got is far too important to wait any longer. I couldn't get to it today. I was kind of busy. It's from Fipe Pompey. He flies in the Philippines. I believe he's the fella that won the motorcycle and the sidecar. His question is, hello Danny, just asking how to medicate the pigeons who has a gargling sound in their throat. Now, this video is going to have two parts, so be prepared to hang around for a while, and they're both very, very important. Okay, first to his question. The gargling sound in the throat is normally a respiratory problem. Now, a lot of fellas like to give antibiotics to the birds, but the oral antibiotics do not get down into the capillaries where the bacteria can manifest itself. It just don't. You have to get an injectable antibiotic. Now, the one I like to use is called LA200. I think it's a teriomycin. On your syringe, you only have to put in two little lines, not the whole big 3 cc's or anything like that, just two little lines in the back of the neck. You can also inject it into the breast muscle, and it should clear it up in a day or two, 3 days. It's very important to get rid of that because it does have a tendency to spread throughout the loft. It gets into the water. It's a little bit contagious. Let's just say it's contagious. So take care of it. Injectable LA200. I don't know in the Philippines if you can get it there, but in the United States, they were selling it at Tractor Supply. So if your birds are gargling and they got a rasping noise or whatever, LA200. Also, McLaughlin has a website and he tells you exactly how to do it. So if you got that problem with your pigeons, it's got to be taken care of. Okay, I'm going to move on. Many years ago, when I was racing the birds, there was a product called Summit. Summit was, I guess, what am I trying to think of? I can't remember what it was. But it was good for cocci and things. It was a sulfur drug. It was a sulfur drug. That's the word I'm looking for. And I would give it to the birds oftentimes when they came home, if they picked anything up in the transporter. And that was because we were using a transporter where the birds were all mixed up and they were all thrown in and they could easily pick something up. So if you're in that type of situation and you can get your hands on some Summit, which I don't believe you can anymore, it'll take care of that problem. They won't get cocci and they won't get a respiratory. The Summit was very, very good for that. Not only that, because it was a sulfur product, it made the cells more pliable. What that means is that the energy could transfer back and forth a lot more quicker. It's basically about ions and things of that nature, which is too deep for right now. So it was a sulfur product that I used to keep the birds in condition, and it worked real well. It was called Summit. But I believe Summit is off the market today. But there is another product, and it's called MSM. It's also a sulfur product. It's very good Does the same thing, helps the ion to go back and forth. It makes the cells more pliable. Even for diabetics, I understand that it's very good for repairing the pancreas. And I got that. I'm probably going to have to get some MSM. But it's very, very important that they get the sulfa drugs. Not only that, it's an anti-inflammatory type of thing where you're not giving them any kind of medication for anti-inflammatory, and it'll really help the birds fly better. I'm going to say this. You give your pigeons MSM in combination to what's in the book. Your pigeons will probably break speed records. It makes the birds capable of flying faster and further. MSM. It's just a sulfur product. If you could get the Summit, it would do the same thing. But if you apply what's in the book, along with giving them a sulfur product, your pigeons are going to pick up several yards. Another thing I want to mention to you, one more thing. Yesterday, I put a link on the previous video as to 86,400 seconds training dollars to train your pigeons. It was $86,400 to train your pigeons. I put a link in there. Now I hope that you looked at it. What was important about that video was that we didn't race our pigeons, Kenny and I. We only trained them. Our birds were never raced. Everybody else was racing their birds. Now we trained the birds a little hard, if you've seen the video, but we clocked, of the first 11 birds, we clocked 10. We took all the money. We took everything between us. So you really don't have to race your birds in order to get them to home well. You could train them. Just training them gets them in good condition. Now, we didn't clock all the birds. We didn't clock every one that we shipped. But we clocked a good percentage of birds way up on top. What I'm telling you here applies to money races. You could train your pigeons for a money race without ever racing them. You could take 5 birds and prepare them and get them out there and train them and set them up for a money race. So, and then if you combine what's in the book with training those birds, which I didn't do at the time, you're going to really do well. So these are the 3 things I wanted to talk about. The gargling, which is really why I'm making this video at night. LA200. MSM, to get the birds' cells into good condition where they're pliable and flexible. Oxygen goes out, oxygen comes in, it makes the birds very good. And 3, apply the book to what you just learned today and about the training of the birds. With that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down, and please subscribe. When you click the bell to subscribe, you got options. Take advantage of those options. You'll read them when you click the bell. That's it.